Guys, Neo Unstoppable here, bringing you an ARK Survival Evolve video. This time we're going to be going over... Oh, defecated in the intro. This time we're going to be going over Element and where to find it, how to get it, and what to do on the Extinction map. So, first of all, I wanted to preface that it's very useful to have a Doedicurus, like we have here, and an Argent Bird here. You don't have to have that, obviously, if you don't want to. You can always have your trusty old pick or an axe. Any of that will work. But first of all, I want to go over some stuff and things about actual Element. So this is Element. It stacks them with stacks of 100. This is Element Dust, and these are Element Shards. So super simple, not very complicated, but I've found no guides explaining on all of this and how exactly it works. So I wanted to let you guys know and give you an idea of how it works. So if you go into your crafting menu and you have learned the engram for unstable element, you'll see here that you can make unstable element with 1000 element dust. So the element dust is the bottom of the barrel. This turns into everything else. You can make it into element or you can make it into element shards. So 1000 element dust will make one element. Now if you have element shards, 100 element shards will make one element. So 1000 of these or 100 of these, I only have 97 so I can't show you, but this has to be done in a tech replicator anyways. So that being said, just really quick to go over the things that you can do with Element, I'll scroll through down to the tech engrams, and on this map I have defeated all 3 of the bosses, the titans, not the king titan, but all 3 of the bosses that unlock you tech gear, and it unlocks you as follows. It unlocks the full entire tech set of armor. The tech rifle, which is epic, very strong and good. As you can see, it tells you the cost there. This costs 20 element. The tech rex saddle, which I have not used yet. Tech sword, tech railgun, tech dedicated swords. These things are amazing. They're so good. Absolutely get these. This is the desert titan that unlocks this one, by the way. The tech trough, which is pretty dang useful. Tech teleporter. Tapiara tech saddle, tech generator, force field, and of course defeating any of them will get you the tech replicator. So you don't have to kill one of them, you get the tech replicator, then you can start making these shards into element, but you can always make the element dust into element. So now that that's over and talked about, I'm going to show you whereabouts on the map you can find a decent amount of dust to make them into element. So without further ado, I'll give you guys a little overview of where we are on the map and where we can go specifically in the city to find areas that are rich in element. So here we are in the city, and I want to go over the different types of things that you can use, or the things that you need to find to get the element dust. So assuming that you don't have a dodeck, you can absolutely do this with just an Argent Bird. You can do it with just a snow owl, just anything, but you're gonna have to go ahead and use regular tools. What you want to look for is these lamp posts, and you just go right up to the lamp post and you break it down. I turn my server settings back down to 1 times in case you're unofficial, so that you can get an idea of how much grinding this element really takes to do. So I got this 100 element still on me just to power the stuff that I've got. We've got 9 element dust from that, so not very much, and that's why we had the dodeck. So the main thing that you want to be looking for is large clusters of things that you can destroy that produce said items. So over here is one of the locations that I go for my farming with the dodeck. And you'll see there's more than just these lampposts that you get here, and also I'm pretty sure the Argent collects. I know the Snow Owl does too. You can go fly up to them with a bird, and you can see that I'm collecting element dust and crystal It's technically less efficient than just mining it with your tool, but I mean, you can do it. So that being said, you always, a rule of thumb, you just pretty much want to drop the crystal, unless you're seriously trying to harvest crystal for something, which you do need crystal for other tech stuff, but I mean, you want to just be dropping the crystal, it just weighs too much. So these lamp posts also qualify, these double lamp posts. I know it looks like two, it's actually just one. So you can mine these with your tools, but the main thing you want to be looking for are these benches and tables that I'm going to show you in a short little minute. So this is one of the areas that I do, and I'm going to show you guys several locations on where you can find and mine this stuff. You can see where my home base is on the map there, kind of dead center in the middle of the city. And so this is one of the locations, 471528, and you'll find this stuff here. So what you want to do, if you do have a Doedicurus, which is the best way of doing this, is you want to pump melee on them. You want to bring them to these locations with your Argent. You can see I got 28 from that. You also get electronics from this. I really hope this stego moves out of my way. No, he's not. He's going to move directly in my way. So anyway, while you're harvesting all of this stuff, you're going to see that the weight goes up, and you can see the ratio of what weighs the most in our inventory, clearly crystal. I'm going to go ahead and drop that. Usually, sometimes I'll put it on the Argent, sometimes not. So when you're collecting things over here, it's pretty much all in a nice, neat little row. And I'm going to leave this stuff on the Doedicurus and show you guys another location that's super close by to this one, which is why I actually start here. So this is the location, all mined out. Now if you fly right over here on the other side of these trees, very, very close, you don't even have to fly, you could actually just walk, you'll see these benches here. Drop him off. You'll see these here. So these, each one of them counts as a mineable object, and you can see there's a significant amount. Here's 2 benches, 2 tables, 2 benches, a table, 2 tables there, 2 benches, 2 tables, 2 benches, 2 tables, and a bench. So this is one of the best areas you can go, and you will be dropping crystal here for a guarantee fact. Oh, let me show you the coordinates really quick, but obviously by a reference you can figure out where it is. 48.4, 52.1 are these references. Charcoal's just ready to farm today. Just doing the work for us automatically. Very nice. So this is one of the other locations. I won't show you guys, I won't show me farming everything for all of you guys, but I will show you where all of the items are in each area so that you can get an idea of it. But essentially, this crystal is just going to clog up your inventory like by a lot. So I will show you the crafting of the element though, and this is on one time, so on a regular day, no event going on, official server, these are the rates you're going to be looking at. I mean, it's not fantastic, but it definitely is better than nothing. It's better than doing it with your tools, I can promise you that. So we still don't have enough to make an element yet. We're gonna head out, and I will start the video up when I'm in near the next area, because I do have a route, and I would like to show you guys the entire route. Or you know what? I might just fast forward through it so you guys can get a frame of reference of where I am. Okay guys, so this is the next area. It's right by this terminal here, and you do want to be careful in this area because there is typically Rex spawns over here, and you don't want to get eaten by a Rex. I'm not worried about it myself, but if you're in the early game and you're trying to get some electronics, some metal, and some element dust for the future, you definitely won't be able to survive the Rex attack. So be careful with your tames out here. Just be ready to hop off the dough deck. But all these tables here, I will show you. The dough deck might hit that, but there's 2 tables here, 2 there, 2 over there, 2 there. This is actually 4. There's 3 in the front, and then you've got 1, 1, and another 2 there. So here's the location. Here's where it is in the city. Right over here in the corner. It's in this big circular area. It's kind of hard to miss, but 51,364 is the coordinates. This is a rather easy one to find. It's one of the better ones that you can actually farm. So I will cut the video until I'm done farming this, and then I will head over to the next one, which is in that direction. Okay, so we're ready to head off to the next area. All of this is gathered up, and I want to quickly show you guys something about crafting. You could do this while you're farming. If you're nervous, like in this area where there's a T-Rex that kind of wanders around, there's actually 2 of them. You could potentially get killed if you do this, so I don't highly recommend it. But if you're playing on like a ×3 event, or if you're on like a ×20 server, you're gonna have to do something like this, because this element dust actually does weigh quite a bit. You can see it weighs 50 pounds, just a stack of 1,000, which is equivalent to 1 element. So what you can do about this is, while you are farming, you can go to the unstable element engram, and you can go ahead and craft as many of those as you can craft. And what you can see is it'll use that element dust and lower my weight down super far. But you can see how long it takes to craft, and see how fast I'm moving. Very, very slow while it's crafting. So you can do that while you're on your dinos, but just be careful. If you have to run any amount of distance, it's going to be tricky, to say the least. Alrighty guys, so this is the next location. Up here, I will say, the first thing I want to note is be careful in this area, because spiders do spawn up here. I'm going to look around, see if I can find one. It's a good idea to just fly around really quick first. I mean, that would definitely piss me off. Yes, please jump down. But spiders do spawn over here. I haven't seen one of those over here, but spiders spawn over here, so just be careful that you don't, aren't crafting a bunch of element, you get off your tame, and then all of a sudden 3 spiders come out of nowhere and kill you. Yes, so anyway, the location on the map is here, in this northern east corner. And the coordinates that you can see there are 46,960.9. And in this location, it's a very good location as well. I'll show you some not as good locations as well, so you can understand why I'm saying that they're either good or not good. But see, it's gonna the dough deck's gonna be probably farming the tables over here. There's 3 there. You've got 3 benches on this side. You've got 3 benches on this side, and you have these light posts. There's 2 here. Those aren't the double ones. You've got the 2 tables there, and then you've got 3 benches, or 4 benches here rather, and then 2 more light posts here. So this is a pretty decent one. And just to give you a frame of reference, kind of where the Wasteland is and where the ribcage is, this is where this is located at. I passed by this so many times before finding it, so that's the coordinates. This is a good one if you only have 5 minutes, or you're just hopping on really quick for whatever reason and you want to go collect some element dust. This is definitely probably the one that you want to hit. So that one's all done, and I'm going to fly over to the next one, which kind of has a little bit of a thing about it. So if you fly directly down on this same pillar, you will find this area. So this area, sometimes I skip and sometimes I do. It's not the best area, but I mean, when you're just trying to collect as much, oh, whoops, that was a mistake. Spider came up right when I hopped off. That's exactly what I'm talking about. So if you're just trying to get as much element dust as you possibly can, and you don't care about efficiency and your time, then you can do this area. But I will say that some of these benches and some of the light posts in this area are bugged out. I just give you a reference to where the other area was, so I won't give you the exact coordinates for this area. I'm going to give you coordinates for an area that's a little bit over there, but it's in the same area. So with these, sometimes you have to get like right on top of them, like I just did. So it can take some time, and it can be pretty frustrating trying to get these and collect these because they've been bugged since I've been playing. But you have to kind of get directly on top in order to be able to farm those. Like I said, always just watch out for spiders, watch out for Rexes and other things that can kill you, because you can easily get killed doing this, and it feels pretty bad. Alright, so this is the area I'm going to show you the location for. Those two benches are kind of off the beaten path, they're just on the same thing, but this is really the area that you want to come over to. Drop the dough deck down. I'm going to look over here really quick for spiders. I don't see any. Okay, so over here what we have is you've got this line of 4 benches, and then you've got another line of 4 benches, and then you've got a lamppost here. So the coordinates are, this is where it is on the map, so obviously in the same exact area and almost the same coordinates as well. This one's 47.2 and 61.4. So that's this location, and I will show you a little bit of me farming it because, like I said, this one sometimes I just skip, and I wouldn't be surprised if you skip it too. It's been bugged like this since I've been playing. I don't know if it was always like this or maybe something happened, but you have to kind of be on top of these in order for them to be collected, and sometimes when you're on top of them it still doesn't collect them. So maybe they messed up the hitboxes a little bit or something. There we go. You can also try, if being on top of them directly doesn't work, you can try and have them be on your left. So that one worked on top of it, but sometimes you have to be like, have it on your left like this. And sometimes that'll work. But if you want to skip this area, totally get it. I'm going to go ahead and mine the rest of them. Like I said, these ones are bugged, so the other ones that I'll show you will be easier to farm. Like the first ones that I showed you that just definitely farm every time, these ones you can see it's clearly in the hitbox of it, and it still doesn't actually let you mine it. So I'm going to skip over to the next one, or when I'm done farming this, so I can fly there and you guys can see where it is and get a frame of reference. Alright guys, so that is this area. Like I said, it kind of extends out, so if you want to go to that area first and then come over here, just knock this area first out and you can go wherever. There's also a couple lampposts. Obviously you can see them here and over here. There's another spider trying to net me down. So the next area, I'm going to fly kind of through here so it's not as confusing, is right over this way. Alright guys, so this is it right here. This is just kind of one of the small areas that you can hit en route to the other areas, but it's not terrible. So over here in this corner is usually where I start. You can also go to those telephone posts if they're too far from you for you, then you don't have to. I'm not playing games with you, kiddo. Get out of here. So you've got these 2 lampposts, one over here, one over there, and then there's 2 in the back over there. It'd be nice if there was benches over there, but over here is the main area that you want to come over for. These ones are not glitched like the other ones that I showed you. So you've got these 5 benches that have normal hitboxes and are good to go essentially. Mine this up real quick. This obviously could potentially be significantly faster if you had someone flying you. You had your own bird, you could just hop off, and then they pick this up and fly. Alright, so that's that area. Oh, whoops. I almost didn't give you guys coordinates. Alright, so it is right here on the map. You can see like kind of the northernmost peak, and it's right up against the wall that goes out to the Wasteland. And the coordinates are 40.3, 46.2. So that's this location. There's pretty much one other good one. There's another one that's kind of in the city in an area that I don't go to because it's a little bit too close for comfort on the Capro cuckuses that are there. So yeah, I don't go there, but I could potentially show you guys where it is anyway. This is the next area. It's right in this direction. So here it is. You can see this little water-ish area with the waterfall coming down. It's like a little platter almost with water. This is another one of the good ones, but it is on the other side of the map of all the other good ones. So you gotta kind of come around for it, unless your base is on this side, in which case you're good. So this place, you've got essentially 4 tables in each corner. There's that 4 over here. There's one laying on the ground in the water there. There's one here. There is also 4 over here. Yeah, 4. So pretty good location, pretty solid little area. Let me give you the chords first. I showed you where everything was. So it's over here on the left corner of the base. That's kind of, we hit the good areas on the right side and then came around kind of behind where you can see my base is, and then over to this corner where this one is. The coordinates are 46.3, 34.8. And you can't miss it if you're on a flyer. You can pretty much see the waterfall coming down from a mile away. So I'm gonna farm this up, and then I'll head over to the other area. Guys, so that's that area mined out of all the tables. And the next area I want to show you, I sometimes do and sometimes don't do it. It's quite an easy area to locate, but it's not as concentrated as those other areas. If you know where the green obelisk is, which it's right here, you can see this entranceway. It's pretty much right below us. If you come down in this entranceway, be careful if you're doing this one, by the way, because it is kind of a wide area. You'll see in the entranceway, it's pretty much lined with these light posts. So you can do this like on the end of the run. There's 6 of them here. So you can just go back and forth. Just watch out for any aggressive dinos that might aggro on you down here, because it is far between the areas where you're mining. That being said, there's obviously lampposts everywhere you go around. So if you're on the ground and you just have tools, it's not super hard to collect this stuff. It's just the areas that I showed you are just significantly faster because it's all clustered together. There's a lot less movement, but I mean, worst comes to worst, you could always just on foot with tools run around and collect up all of this. You definitely would have to drop the crystal, and you can just collect element dust that way. The element dust does weigh a bit, but you know, as you're going, if you find a safe area where you can get up on something perhaps, you should be good to kind of to kind of craft as you go, find a safe place, and then craft some more element, and then find a safe place and craft element. Obviously, the electronics I leave in the dough deck. It's not really a big deal. They weigh 1 pound, and then I try and put the metal inside of the Argent Bird so that it doesn't have to encumber me when I'm walking around. So essentially, on a 1x server, we crafted 1 element, we got another element right here in the form of element dust, and then we have 852 here. So essentially 2 3/4 element of an element on 1 time server. Typically on our normal settings that we do, this run produces anywhere between 12 and I think 22 is the most it's produced element. It doesn't take very long to do the run, maybe 10 or 15 minutes to do the areas that I showed you. You can forego the area with the messed up benches. It'll make your time more efficient by doing that. And you could also forego with the lampposts at the end that I showed you there. It's kind of not time efficient either, but if you're just focusing on getting element and the time is not an issue, it's good to do that area because it'll add a little bit of time between the other ones respawning. So if you're going to be doing multiple per run, then it'll add some time for that. So I'm going to put the metal and the electronics back in the base, craft these up, and that's pretty much it for the video, guys. So if you have any suggestions about better areas to find element or what we could have done differently, go ahead and leave them in the comments below. I would like to note that there are roughly 3 areas where there are benches that I did not show because they're completely bugged and you can't even collect them with regular tools. So just saying that before you say, oh, you missed this area and this area. There's 3 other areas. 2 of them are really good areas, like the first ones that I showed you. I showed you that as the best ones first. So 2 of them are really good areas, and one of them's an okay area, but all of the benches and tables there cannot be mined. They're bugged and do not work. So anyways, if you guys liked this video and it helped you out, it helped you collect element and make tech armor a more efficient base, go ahead and leave a thumbs up and a like and subscribe if you're looking forward to more guides or let's plays like this in the future. That's going to be it from me. Y'all have a good one.